personal excellence is the ultimate form of rebellion. What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the JS Show. If you haven't noticed, it looks a little different in here. I'm not going to go too in depth on it right now, but got some new lighting, got a new backdrop, got a new mic, got a little desk. You know what? We're leveling up. We're leveling up because I felt like me personally, I felt like I wasn't going all in. I felt like I was half in, half out. I don't know. It really seemed like I wasn't giving it my all. I was really struggling with it too, and so I decided to make a decision. I'm going to go all in on content. So I've got three things I'm doing right now. I've got real estate investing, which is here and there, waiting for other projects to become available, waiting to build up that capital, that way I can do more Airbnbs, that sort of deal. While I'm being patient and waiting for that, I've got my marketing agency. If you haven't noticed, I started a YouTube channel for it. It's called Tactical Media. Go and subscribe to it if you have a business or if you're just interested in marketing. Then I've got content. I create lots of content, but I wasn't committed enough to it. And I think that's what was holding me back from growing. So now I'm going to go ahead, commit all into it, all in, and give you guys the best content possible. And along with changing the setup a little bit, I'm going to be changing a little bit how I do the podcast. There's going to be different segments to it. I can't always guarantee there's 4 segments, and there's not always going to be 4 episodes a week. It's just not feasible for me, at least not yet. Those 4 segments are going to be, the first one is called Investing Now. It is going to be more of a financial type episode talking about what you can invest in right now, whether it be real estate, stocks. I'll just kind of give you the general feel of what is going on financially in the world around us. And then the second segment is going to be called Flip the Switch, which is what this episode is. It's going to be how the majority of my episodes have been up to this point. It's going to be kind of the more personal growth, motivational, developing skills, that sort of deal. Mainly just really focusing on becoming the best version of yourself possible. And then the third segment is going to be called Move the Needle. It's going to kind of piggyback off of Flip the Switch, because once you flip that switch, you can't stop growing. Yeah, you may go from 1.0 version to 2.0 version, but you have to keep acquiring skills. You have to keep growing as a person, as a leader, as an entrepreneur, as an intrapreneur. You just have to continually keep growing. And so on Move the Needle, I will be talking about different skills that you can develop, skills that I have developed that will ultimately continue to help us grow after we have flipped the switch from 1.0 to 2.0. And then the fourth and final segment that we will start having is going to be called Change of Perspective. And that is going to be where I start having guests on the channel. My current setup doesn't really allow for guests here, but I will either video chat with them and do it that way, or I will go to them and potentially do it. So that'll be kind of a neat deal, and kind of just see other entrepreneurs' perspectives, other leaders' perspectives on stuff going on in the world and how we can handle it, how we can grow as humans. That is all the announcements that I have. That was the big announcement that I had building up to this point. But so for me, we'll go ahead and jump right into it for this first episode of Flip the Switch. So what better way than really talking about how I am flipping the switch. I haven't completely flipped the switch. If you've been following me for a little bit of time, you know that I talked about becoming the 2.0 version of myself not too long ago. And I feel like I have grown a lot. I have really become, from 1.0, I'd say I'm probably at probably 1.5 version of myself. But I am ready. I want to completely finish flipping that switch. And so to be able to do that, I feel like it's going to take some extreme action and some extreme discipline, which I don't have a lot of. And I'll be the first to admit that it's not really an easy thing to admit, but it is what it is. That's one of the best things that you can do, is figure out where you have deficits in your life and be able to grow on them. And man, it's just what you really need to be able to do, is find your deficit, figure out a solution, and then go get it. How I am going to officially flip the switch from 1.0 to 2.0 is going to be through Andy Frisella's 75 Hard program. If you aren't familiar, Andy Frisella, he's a big entrepreneur. He's a very, very big podcast that he recently switched over to YouTube also, but he's got it on other platforms. But the biggest thing he's probably known for right now is his 75 Hard program, which goes hand in hand with his Live Hard program. The 75 Hard program is a 75-day program. It's not a challenge. I've heard Andy say it over and over again. It is not a challenge. It's a program, and it goes with that Live Hard program, which is a lifestyle. It's not just 75 days. It's a lifestyle. Right now, I will just be focusing on the 75 Hard program. And to kind of give you a overview of what the program is and what it entails, it's pretty straightforward. Actually, it is straightforward. You got 2 workouts a day. They need to be 45 minutes in length each. One needs to be outside, one is indoors. Then you have to drink a gallon of water a day. You have to read 10 pages of a non-fiction book. You have to follow some sort of diet, not a seafood diet where you see food and you eat food. No, it has to be some sort of diet that reduces calories, reduces carb and fat intake, a real diet. You also can't have any alcohol. I don't drink, so I have to worry about that. But you can't have alcohol or cheat meals. And then the final thing you have to do every day is take a progress picture. It's pretty straightforward. I've kind of given some trial runs just to figure out what my schedule can look like, and I'm going to do my very best to really stick to it. I thought about doing 30 minutes of a workout in the morning and then an hour after work, but I'm going to try to do 45 and 45 like it says. We'll see. But so just to kind of an overview of how I'm going to do it. So 45 minutes in the morning before I go to work, 45 minutes after I get home from work. Drink a gallon of water. I've got a gallon jug that I'll fill up in the morning, drink throughout the day. The 10 pages, I will start out by reading through Bedros Keuilian's Man Up book. And then my diet, it is going to be very simple. It's going to be lean meat, and then so very high protein, low carb, low fat, low calorie. I'm going to try to stay under 2,500 calories, possibly even 2,000 calories. But to be able to maintain energy, gonna have to have lots of protein. And then of course, no pop, none of that. The only thing besides water that I'm going to allow myself to drink is tea and coffee. But those will be both unsweetened. No alcohol, not a problem. Cheat meals, no cheat meals whatsoever. But if you kind of struggle with a sweet tooth or something, I'll tell you one of the greatest snacks. Fiber One brownie, or any of the Fiber One stuff is really good. And then the last thing is just take a picture. It's pretty simple. Take a picture. So I'll be doing that. I'm not going to 100% commit to vlogging every day, but I'm going to try to take vlogs throughout the whole journey. That way you can see gradual progress through it all. So I'll be documenting my journey, potentially day by day. We'll see how that goes. But so the main reason that I am wanting to do this isn't to lose weight. Losing weight will be great. Building muscle will be great. But I am doing this because of the traits that come out of this. I really dug deep into it and researched some of the traits that I've seen other people give testimonies about, that sort of deal. And so I'm going to give you, I want to say it's about 14 different traits, but I'll go through them pretty quick, just that way, because I could go super deep into all of them. So the very first trait is going to be mental toughness. I mean, it is pretty simple to figure out. To be able to do something like this, you have to have mental toughness, or you will develop mental toughness through it. But the program is designed to challenge your limits, to test your limits. It teaches you to embrace the discomfort and really push yourself past those limits that you have. The second thing that it teaches you is self-discipline. To be able to do something for 75 days straight, and what was it? It's 1, 2, if you count the 2 workouts, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You have 8 tasks that you have to do consistently for 75 days straight. If that doesn't develop discipline, I don't know what will. But by getting that discipline, for me, it's going to help my content become better. It's going to help my marketing agency grow. It's going to help me build capital, build partnerships, build just anything in my real estate investing. And so by developing that discipline, you really begin to grow in so many ways, because you don't just spend a couple hours here and there on something. You have the discipline to spend a couple hours every day to get something done. The next trait that you develop is consistency. So being able to do those daily tasks, again, being consistent shows you that you can be consistent in any area of your life, whether it's relationships, whether it's your job, whether it's your business, whatever it is, with your relationship with your kids, anything. If you can be consistent and develop consistency through this program, you can develop consistency in every area of your life. And when you are consistent, you build trust and you build those relationships that people will start flocking towards you. And before you know it, you have so many people in your life that you have all these options. It just makes your life a whole lot better by also building that consistency. When your motivation is gone, consistency, discipline, that jumps in and it takes over, and it will not let you stop what you're doing. It will push you to get stuff done even when you do not feel like it. Another thing that it really helps develop is time management skills. I've come a long way in time management from where I was just even a year ago. But I still got a long way that I can grow. I'll be honest. Time management, I really struggle with. I think I have ADHD. But no excuse. I mean, time management is time management. When you commit to a time, you need to show up on time. But by balancing those workouts, balancing your reading, just all the stuff that you have to plan for, by doing this program and getting these tasks done, you have to develop time management. Because especially for somebody like me. So just a quick overview of what my weekdays look like. So I'll be getting up, working out, turn around, get ready for work, be at work by 7, work 7 to 3, come home, work out again, and then I have to squeeze in time to check in on my Airbnb, to do my outreach for my marketing agency, do whatever task I have laid out for that day for content, and then do the reading, all that stuff. And it can pile up very quick. And so by doing this, it's going to really take my time management skills to the next level. The next skill that it teaches you is goal setting. A lot of people, I didn't realize how many people don't set goals for themselves. They don't do like a resolution. They don't do anything type of goals. And when you don't have goals, what are you working towards? If you don't have a goal, you're going nowhere essentially. You're driving down the road with no destination, no stops, nothing. So by doing this program, it teaches you to set goals for different areas of your life, and then it teaches you that you can achieve those goals. This program also will teach you it'll give you resilience. You will become a resilient creature by pushing through the workouts, by pushing yourself just when you are so tired, when you are sore. It is going to help you build resilience in life. And I don't want this to come off the wrong way, but I've grown up in a very comfortable life, so I haven't really had to fight through much to get stuff. That may come off as privileged white kid I don't know, call it what you want. But really, I feel like it's kind of a disadvantage. I'm grateful for everything that I've had throughout my life, but it hasn't taught me to be resilient. And in the entrepreneur world, you have to be resilient because it's eat or be eaten most of the time. Another thing that this will teach you is, it's straightforward. You work out twice a day, you're going to develop physical fitness. You're going to develop a knack for wanting to be fit, wanting to be in shape, because you will experience how good it feels to be healthy. To be working out, get those dopamine hits, all of that stuff. The next thing you'll develop is healthy lifestyle habits through your diet. You'll learn that really there's a lot of stuff that you shouldn't be eating. I'll be tracking my macros and I've researched some stuff to really stay away from. Even in quote unquote healthy foods, there's some unhealthy stuff in healthy foods. So you can dive into it as deep as you want. But I really want to cleanse my body, make this a time of renewal for my body, for my gut health, everything. I want to basically break myself down, start over, and build up with strong building blocks. Hey guys, just wanted to interrupt for a second. If you are getting any value from this episode, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with everyone that you know, because I want this message to touch as many people as it possibly can and help them to become the best version of themselves. So if you could just do that one thing for me, I would greatly appreciate it. Now back to the action. The next trait that it'll teach you is it'll really give you an affinity for reading. I hated reading growing up in elementary, just all throughout school, really. I absolutely hated reading. I don't know if it was good old AR point system, whatever, but I remember being punished for not hitting my ridiculously high goal. Yeah, okay, I was an intelligent kid. Yeah, I could read a lot. If I wanted to, I could read high-level books. But by setting my goal insanely high and then punishing me by not giving a 12-year-old kid, a 10-year-old kid recess, that's going to make me hate reading, and it did for the longest time. And probably until, the last year and a half, I absolutely hated reading. But when I found something I was interested in, it made myself finally start reading. I love reading now. I love reading specific kinds of books. But by doing this program, it'll help to give you that affinity for reading, that affinity for knowledge, for wanting to continually learn. And I think that's what it really teaches you. The next thing that the program is really going to do is help you shift your mindset. We are so trained to have negative mindset about a lot of stuff that's going on in the world. If you look at social media, you either got the people posting their highlight reel, or you got people complaining constantly about stupid stuff. And I don't know, it's just, the world is so negative. There's so many negative influences around us right now. And so by doing this program, it'll really teach you to change your mindset, that positive mindset. Because when you overcome obstacles and complete daily tasks every day, you stack those W building blocks, and it really shifts your mindset. And when you have that positive mindset, you start to see things differently out in the world. You see more opportunity to become better, to grow the things around you. 75 Hard will also teach you to be accountable by taking those daily progress pictures and making the posts that like I'll be making. But it gives you a template to make a little short Instagram post every day. And by doing that, you will hold yourself accountable. And by developing that accountability, you will be able to be accountable in every other area of your life. Also, through the working out, through the diet, all that great stuff, you'll start to see your body change. You'll develop muscle, you'll lose fat, you'll just feel better. By doing that, you will gain body confidence. I know I have really struggled for a couple years now with just my self-image, and it shouldn't be like that. But really, I'm the only person to blame for that. I let myself get to where I am. I've lost a few pounds, I've trimmed a little bit, but I want this to be, like I said, the big flip of the switch for me. As I see that progress and the changes being made throughout the days, I will develop that body confidence and become more proud of who I am and what I look like. The next thing that it's really going to teach us is to become adaptable. With one of those workouts being outside, it'll either be really hot, it'll be cold, it'll be rainy, it could be snowing, it could be storming, whatever. But by becoming adaptable, you will become able to adapt to different situations throughout life, good or bad. You won't let it affect you as much. You won't be on this high and low roller coaster. If you can just stay right here in I forget what kind of waves they're called. If you can stay pretty balanced through the good and the bad, you'll find that you're not as tired. You will just become more successful that way because, yeah, you may have great days, but when you have that super high off of those great days, when you come down off of it, you start to feel a little depressed, even though you're still doing good. And then same is true for the opposite. When you have those really low days, you really get down on yourself. It's really hard to pull yourself out of that hole. So by becoming adaptable and being able to adapt to the environment around you to become successful, you will become a better person and a stronger leader. Another thing that the 75 Hard program is going to teach you is it's going to help you develop grit. When the going gets tough, the tough get going. You will have to demonstrate grit and determination through this. To be able to do 75 days of hour and a half total of workouts, plus staying on a diet for that 75 days, you will have to have grit. You have to have willpower. But by developing those traits, again, it translates over and over again throughout every area of life. And then the last big thing that I found that this really helps you develop is focus and concentration. By reading daily, concentrating on daily tasks and getting stuff done, you really start to build up your focus. I said earlier that I have ADHD. I haven't been diagnosed with it, but I get distracted very easily by different things. So by doing this, by having elite focus, by developing that, you can get so much accomplished in life. I can't remember who it was. I want to say it was Ed Milet. Talked about how he breaks his day down into, I think it's 4 6-hour days basically, where 6 of it he's sleeping, of course, but then the other 3 he gets as much done as he possibly can in that first 6 hours, and then he can dedicate the next 12 hours into 2 6-hour segments, get more work done, whatever. But he talked about how by doing that, he is able to get triple the amount of work done that he would normally do by staying on the 24-hour schedule. And he also made a good point. We are going on the same time schedule that the ancient minds did, the 24 hours. But think about all the technology we have. I mean, phones, computers, everything that we can work so much faster and so much more efficient on things. So why can't we get more done? We're probably actually getting less done than what they did. But that's because these same things that are tools can be distractions. So we have to develop that focus and determination. I've got one of my favorite quotes from Andy. He talks about, if you haven't noticed, we're in a tough situation as a nation. We're at a time where we need to stand up as Americans, unite against the enemy. And one of the things Andy always says is personal excellence is the ultimate form of rebellion. If you want to make any sort of impact on the world around you, in this nation, even in your city, you are going to have to become the very best version of yourself. By doing the 75 Hard program, by doing the Live Hard lifestyle, I'm going to become the best version of myself possible, but continue to keep growing because I want to have an impact that will change my world around me in the entire world out there. I'm not doing this for selfish reasons. Yeah, sure, I want to lose weight. Yeah, I want to get in shape. I want to make more money. But by doing that, I can become the best version of myself and help as many people as possible. And here's the deal. I want to present you guys with the same opportunity, the same challenge. I challenge you to take a deep dive, deep look into your life and decide, am I the best version of myself? If not, what can you do to get better? I'm not saying to do the 75 hard program. It's not for everybody, but what I am doing is I'm challenging you to challenge yourself, to make yourself grow as a human, as a leader in your family, in your workplace, in your community. We've got to stand up, and personal excellence is the only way to do it. That is all I have for you guys today. I hope you like the new setup. There's a lot of great things coming your way, coming my way, and just we're headed in the right direction now. I'm super stoked for what we've got coming. Don't forget, if you want to follow my journey going through the 75 hard program, make sure you go down to the description below and follow my social medias, because that's where I'll be posting the majority of the daily content. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. I really appreciate it. I don't make you pay for anything, but the only payment I ask for is that you share this and subscribe to the channel. It doesn't cost you anything, just a little second to hit that click button and go and share it. But if you find this stuff great, go check out some of my old videos, but also go ahead and get ready for the new ones coming your way. But thank you guys for joining me today, and I will see you guys in the next one.